something many adults experience, but almost nobody names: reading trauma. Maybe you haven't even heard anything about it. But hello, I'm Leslie Grace, the confidence coach, and I help you master confidence smartness through smart reading, smart thinking, and of course, smart speaking. And today, it's a beautiful Saturday evening from Nigeria, West Africa, from where I'm streaming from. And yes, I go live Mondays to Fridays at 1 p.m. West African time, Saturdays at 7 p.m. Saturdays like this, 7 p.m. West African time, to share with you everything that can help you master confidence smartness through smart reading, smart thinking, smart speaking. Trauma you've heard of is financial trauma, childhood trauma, abuse, and all of those kinds of psychological trauma, mental trauma, emotional trauma. However, do you know that there's something called reading trauma? It's not the dramatic trauma people imagine. So reading trauma doesn't come out as some dramatic thing. The person is maybe throwing tantrums. Reading trauma is silent. That's why the title of this live today is actually 5 signs of reading trauma you may not know about. So I'm going to be unpacking that with you today. It doesn't come out dramatic. It doesn't come out like the way other traumas will come. It's not the kind that turns into a movie script. No. It is subtle. See, reading trauma is subtle. It is quiet. It's an emotional pattern. So it turns into emotional patterns your brain developed from years of reading under pressure, reading under shame, reading under fear, reading under confusion, or reading under survival. So there are 5 things. If you ever read under pressure growing up, and today you're finding it difficult to read, hey, let me say this, it's reading trauma. If you read under shame, they shamed you. They say, look at you, your mates are high flyers. Why are you not? It could have led to a reading trauma. If you read under fear, because you're afraid, your parents have told you, if you don't come out with good grades, I'm not going to pay your fees, it's trauma. If you read under confusion, you were confused, they told you this is the only way out, or you read under survivor, then mostly you are. Today, it's affecting why, as a full-blown adult, you don't think reading is important. It's because of this trauma. Because you were shamed for the same reading, things happen to you. Hi, real life. Thank you for joining in. Thank you. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You will love this conversation today. Now, this is the trauma behind your inconsistency. So all of the inconsistencies you've been noticing with your reading, this is the cause. This is what is behind it. It is also what, interestingly, this same reading trauma, it is also what is behind your forgetfulness. If you read and you forget what you read, it may be traceable to reading trauma. Now, as the confidence coach, I don't teach you confidence alone. I teach you confidence smartness. And how do we get to confidence smartness? 3 ways: smart reading, smart thinking, smart speaking. So everything I teach is smart reading. How do you read smart? In today's world, that smartness and reading is important and crucial, right? So, hello, hi Ivy, hi Lovely, hello James, so good to see you here. Hey, James Kenneth is in the building. Thank you for joining in. Now, the truth is, if they shamed you for reading in childhood, if they put you under pressure to read growing up, maybe in the university, if you read because you were confused, you were afraid, your parents told you, come on, go and read. Like, you did not grow up in a home or in a setting where reading was just a norm. It was just a lifestyle. It was something that, every part of your home, there were books, your parents were reading. Then you would just normally read. But if that's not your situation, your parents forced you. You didn't see your parents reading, but they were shaming you. They were saying to you, if you don't read, I'm not going to pay your fees. You are most probably traumatized, and it's causing reading trauma. Now, this reading trauma shows up in you as an adult being inconsistent with your reading today. So if someone tells you read, or don't say you're too busy to read, find a way to read, you get triggered. You get triggered. You think it's you just saying I'm busy. No, it's reading trauma. It's reading trauma. That's reading trauma. Yes. as an expert in this field, I have done the research for you, and I found out. I mean, a professional reached out to me and she said, I'm done reading. I don't like reading. And I said, okay, why exactly don't you like reading? What happened to you? Do you know that I too was traumatized with reading? Yeah. So it took me years and I could not read any book. Like, I don't want to read. Yeah. So if this happened to you, it could have happened until I found my way out of the place and I got the healing that I desired. And that is where I want to take you to today. Because you see, this reading trauma is behind your forgetfulness when you read. This reading trauma is behind your lack of confidence with books. This reading trauma is behind your reading avoidance. So you've been traumatized with reading that you are the place where you want to avoid books totally. You don't want to read. This reading trauma is behind your reading guilt. So if your parents scared you to read, today you are too busy and are supposed to be looking for a way to read with your busy schedule, you are just, you know what? I don't want to talk about this reading thing. I feel guilty that I've not read throughout this year, so I don't even want to try. So you now get to the space where you're not even willing to try anymore. Now, if that's the situation, then I would say that you are traumatized. Something happened to you and you are traumatized. You don't want to ever get to reading again. But the good news is that there is a way out. Now, another sign of reading trauma is that, so the whole reading trauma thing is also behind your mental exhaustion, behind the mental exhaustion you feel whenever you pick a book to read. So you sit with the book and you just feel guilty. You don't want to read anything. Nobody should tell you anything about reading. And many of you have carried this for 10, 15, 20, even 25 years without ever giving it a name. Tonight, we are naming it so we can tame it, so we can break it. And the first sign is, number one, you avoid long books. Write it down. Let's talk. If you're just joining me, welcome in here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And you have to stay on this live because we're talking about 5 signs you are suffering from reading trauma and how you can come out of it. If you're this person that avoids long books, you were traumatized with reading growing up. Let me explain. So what happens is that you say it's busy. It's not that you are busy. It's just because somewhere deep inside your brain, you still whisper, I can't finish this. So you're coming from the place of guilt that you had started books in time past that you didn't finish. So right now, once you pick a big book, your brain just tells you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it. Now, this is what most professionals think. They think that they have a discipline problem, but it's deeper than that. They don't. They have a memory problem. A memory of being in school and being forced to cram 300-page textbooks. And this 300-page textbook was given to them by one lecturer that said, you know what? Read this tonight or tomorrow, you write the exam, and then they were given a 300-page book to read in one night and show up for the exams the following day. So this memory they have is stronger than the discipline problem that they think that they lack. So the memory you have is this memory of reading under fear. The memory you have of reading is this memory of reading for survival. The memory you have is the memory of teachers who embarrassed slow readers. So you struggled with reading. You were a slow reader at some point and your teachers just hit you. And that memory is still there. Or you have this memory of a university handout that was given to you, or like punishment, not learning. And they said, you know what, if you don't read, if you don't show up for the exams, you're going to fail. And if you fail, you're not going to graduate. And this course is a 6 credit unit course. And all of this memory is just there. Exactly. Thank you, James, for this truth. He says, the day I picked up the book, The Law of Power, The book triggered something in me to pray for more. Exactly. So there's just this. The truth is, most professionals are actually craving reading for more, but this reading trauma is there. So you pick up a long book and there's just something, even when the long book is a solution to the problem you have. So what happens is, now you are a grown, intelligent, capable adult. You walk into a bookstore, you see a 400-page book, and your chest tightens. You say, I'll just read something shorter. I can't do this now. You don't even realize that your body has responded before your mind even had the time to think. So before you even consider, like in James' case, before you even consider the law of power, something just tells you, you know what? We can't do this. It just said, oh, really later. I don't have this time now. 400 page. No, I can't do this. Now, science explains it as the amygdala. The amygdala, interestingly, is the brain's fear center. And what it does is that it stores emotional memories. It just keeps all of them in storehouse. And if reading created stress for you, if reading created shame for you growing up, if reading a book created panic in your childhood or your brain triggered in some kind of way, it's a dimension reading. So what has happened? The brain has reading as danger. So today, the moment you see a heavy book, that memory gets activated. That's what happens. Every time you see a heavy book, that memory gets activated. The book is not the problem. Your body memory is. There's a reading trauma from your childhood stopping you from reading today as a full-blown adult. And I love the way that scripture puts it. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So the moment you think in your heart that reading is danger, reading is that thing. Hello from South Africa, Bo Alfred. So good to have you here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I love it that you are here today. So the moment you think about reading, your brain gets triggered. It is a brain memory thing. It's a brain memory thing. The second sign of reading trauma is that you feel sleepy. So the first sign I said, you avoid long books. The second sign is that you feel sleepy, irritated, or restless each time you pick a book. And if you find yourself in any of these, just tell me yes. Number one, you avoid books. That's a sign, the first sign of reading trauma. The second sign of reading trauma is that you feel sleepy, you feel irritated, or you feel restless the moment you pick up a book. No, it's not because you are tired. No, it's because your brain now associates reading with stress. Remember what I said with point one? For some of us growing up, that's why if you're a parent, please normalize reading. Don't punish your children with books. Don't say, you know what, you did this, you're going to sit down and do 20 pages of this book and come at time. Your child is going to link reading with stress. Your child is going to link reading with danger. As growing up, the next thing that happens is they pick up a book and they feel sleepy, they feel irritated, they feel restless. It's a sign of reading trauma. And a lot of us are traumatized when it comes to reading. Hi Muto, I'm streaming from Nigeria, West Africa. Thank you for joining in here. So this is that. This person, I don't have time. If you want to understand this deeper, let me explain. So you pick up a book and you feel stressed, you feel irritated, you feel sleepy. Every time you pick up a book, it's trauma. It's trauma. If you're a parent listening to me, please normalize reading. Normalize reading as the right way to spend your day. Let your children see you do it. It's one thing I've built as a habit as well, so that my children can see me do this, so that it becomes a normal way. Because the truth is, if your children don't see you read as a normal lifestyle, they would associate reading with stress. And the moment they associate it with stress, you will be, James says exactly. Okay, thank you. It will just be something that they don't want to do. So let's be honest. You say you don't have time. You can you can watch Netflix for 2 hours without even blinking. You can gist with your friend for 3 hours full of energy. But the moment you open a book, sleep descends on you like a mighty rushing wind. No, no, sir, no, ma. This is not ordinary tiredness. No, I beg to disagree. And hey, this is not fatigue as well. No, I also disagree. This is trauma response. There's something called reading trauma. You haven't. Exactly. That's why I'm the confidence coach. I'm the one that has been given the mandate to help you master confidence, smartness, reading, smart thinking, smart speaking. So everything around these three things, I have got the solution. I've done the job. It is your brain responding to trauma. Your brain is trying to protect you from what it thinks is danger. Your parents punished you with books. Your lecturers punished you with books. Your lecturer woke up 2 days to the exam and he told you, go and read this 400-page book, otherwise you fail in these exams. So every time you see a book, it takes you back to that university student that was forced to read. So you don't do it. You just feel like, you're taking me back there. No, I'm not reading. Your brain is trying to protect you from what it thinks is danger. Sleep is one of the body's escape from danger. Sleep is one of the body's mechanism. It is the same way some people black out when they are overwhelmed. That same reflex happens with reading when you are struggling from reading. Now, that over 60% of adults experience cognitive fatigue. And this is linked not just to reading itself, but to their past reading experiences. So what I want to say to you is, what are your past reading experiences? Some of you were raised in reading environments where reading meant stress, reading meant pressure, reading meant punishment. So you constantly hear this word, go and read your book. I know you didn't hear it as encouragement. You heard it as a threat. And the people telling you to go and do this, they don't even do it. So it's not even something that you can normally do to help yourself. They made it look like punishment. They made it look like it's not something adults do. You didn't even see adults reading growing up. So, I mean, you cannot normalize it now. And anybody telling you to normalize reading now, you're going to see the person as danger. I get it. It's trauma. It's trauma. It's trauma. So what's happening to you is that your brain has created a book equals stress. Stress equals shutdown. That's what's happening. and this looks like sleep. That's what the shutdown looks like. Sleep. It looks like sleep. And today that shutdown just happens from day 1 to day 2. It just keeps happening. It shows up as mood swings. It shows up as sudden boredom. It shows up as, I just want to sleep. Now, the truth is that if this mysterious sleep visits you only when it's reading time, type in the comment section for me, this is me. Don't be ashamed. Come out and let's look for healing for you. This is an amazing conversation today. So that is the second sign of reading trauma. Okay, let's get to the third sign. Can I be seen and heard clearly though? Let me know in the comment section that you can see and hear me. Please let me know if you can see and hear me now. Okay, so just kindly let me know, can I be seen and heard though? Is it better now? Can I be seen and heard? Okay, so please confirm that you can see and hear me, please. Can you see and hear me? Can you see and hear me clearly? Alrighty, so I'm going to continue. If I can be seen and heard completely, let me know. Okay, so I'll give you of, alright, thank you. I've given you 2 signs of reading trauma. Now let's go to the 3rd sign. I said the first sign is that you avoid long books. The second sign is that your brain shuts down when you pick up a book, so you feel sleepy, you feel tired, you feel irritated, you feel grumpy. The 3rd sign of reading trauma is rereading over and over without comprehension. This is deeper than memory struggles. It's about a reading trauma. And you read, and you go back and you read, because the see you keep. It's not because you are not intelligent. So please stop saying brain is in a survival mode. Now, this 3rd sign of reading trauma, it's the deepest wounds because it attacks your confidence. Again, that's why I say that you cannot access confidence, what I call confidence smartness, until you have smart thinking, smart speaking. Because if you struggle with your reading, if your reading is not smart enough, it would affect your confidence. Your eyes move across the page, but your mind stays behind. You're not going to feel confident that way. So you reach the end of the paragraph and then you realize that you cannot remember one thing you just read. Not one. And what happens is that the more you try, the harder it becomes. You are reading a leadership book. Your eyes are on the words, but your mind is calculating rent, children, school fees, your to-do lists, emails, WhatsApp messages, deadlines. Your brain is juggling too many tabs, so comprehension collapses. Science calls this cognitive overload. In a situation where your prefrontal cortex, your thinking center, is overwhelmed, your working memory has literally shut down, and you can no longer understand new information. When your mind is driven, you can't understand new information. You can't. It's like pouring water into a cup that is already full, and nothing will stay. You know what? Still and know. So you cannot know until you get still. You cannot know when your mind is not still. Be still and know. If you have ever read one whole page and realized nothing entered your brain, it is trauma. It's trauma. It's trauma. It's a 3rd sign that you're struggling from reading trauma. The sign of reading trauma is collecting books but not opening them. Listen, if this is your reality, let me say this. It is not because you're a procrastinator. No. It is because opening a book triggers the fear of feeling slow, confused. I want to tell you deep truth, right? Let me tell you one real deep truth. Many of you buying books, you buy them with excitement. You arrange them in your shelf. You smell the books. You love it. You take pictures of the books. You do videos of the books. You announce them. And then you never open them. No, you are not procrastinating. You are avoiding the feeling of, what if I start and I can't understand? What if I start and I don't finish? What if I start and I feel stupid? So to avoid that feeling, you just keep the books closed. Statistics that over 70% adults buy books for identity, not usage. It's shocking realistic. Shockingly realistic statistics. Buying makes you feel like you are growing, even when you are not engaging. It's like buying a treadmill. You say you want to gym, you want to lose some weight, you go ahead, you get a treadmill. After it feels, and then you get a treadmill, but you're never running. And so it feels productive, but it changes nothing. You've even told your friend, you even took pictures on the treadmill. But if you don't run on the treadmill, nothing will change. Owning books doesn't build your mind. It is opening them that does. It is opening them that does. If unread books are looking at you from your shelf, send me a wave in the comment section. You are struggling with reading trauma. Is that you feel guilty for pleasure. So what happens is that because you were conditioned as a child, this is realistic fact. Okay. Thank you, James. Thank you. The fifth sign is that you feel guilty reading for pleasure. You feel guilty reading for pleasure. Or you feel guilty reading for growth. Now there are two people, but let's just take this one. You feel guilty reading for pleasure. So because you were conditioned to believe that reading must always be work, many of us grew up in environments as children where reading was, associated with fear, pressure, commandments from your parents. So your reading was never associated with joy. It was never associated with curiosity or adventure or discovery or imagination. No, it was just associated with exams, punishment. Punishment again, another punishment. You commit one crime, they say, go and read 5 chapters of this book. Reading was associated with passing exams, competition, pressure. So now as an adult, what's happening to you is that the moment you pick up a book, even though you genuinely enjoy it, maybe you pick up a novel, a biography, an inspirational book, or a spiritual book, what happens is that you suddenly feel irresponsible. You feel like there's something more important you should be doing. So I hear professionals say to me, I don't have the time to even read. Actually, I feel sorry. Because guess what? To be honest, it's trauma. It's trauma. It's reading trauma. It's reading trauma. It's an emotional conditioning. It's like you're trying to relax inside a room where you were once shouted at. So for you, in the reading room, you were shouted at as a child. How do you want to make me read now? Reading was meant to be breath, joy, light, wisdom. Pleasure is not laziness. Pleasure reading is healing. It is representing your mind. It is giving your inner child what you never got. Now listen, if you find yourself in any of these 5 reading traumas I've mentioned, the truth is that it is not laziness you've been struggling. It is not lack of motivation. It's actually trauma. It is an emotional memory that you've been struggling with. It is your brain trying to protect you from the stress of the past. But you know what? Here's the good news. Memory can be read, your brain can be retrained. Your reading identity can be rebuilt. That's the good news. So you don't heal reading. No. You heal with a structure. You heal with a new reading experience. Now, this is exactly why many people read fast and they forget quickly. They have habits, but they don't have any layers. They have books, but no system. They have highlights with no transformation. And that's exactly why we teach the book Binger's Booth. The book Binger's Booth is where we rebuild your entire from the ground up. But to think fast, not just how to finish pages, but to build real-time influence. Every week you read one book, your book of choice. Every month we do a particular theme. So we read various books around that theme. Every day we have one reading that comes from us daily that we share with you. Every year one transformation. Because guess what? Until you read smart, you can think smart. Until you think smart, you can speak smart. And if you don't, you cannot achieve confidence smartness. If your reading trauma kept you stuck in 2024, and maybe in 2025, or maybe for years, seeing people are saying in the comments, oh, we didn't know this. Oh, truth. Oh, reality check. The good news is that your reading system will set you free in 2026. Just comment BBB and we'll help you with your reading struggle. Let's break that cycle. Let's rebuild your relationship with reading. There's a relationship you can build with reading. Let's help you read on a higher frequency. Let us help you unlock the clarity, the mastery, the influence that have been waiting on the other side of consistency. Join the Book Binger's Booth today. It is the Inner Circle program at the Smart Speakers Academy that you need to be in. I'll see you again on Monday at 1 p.m. Thank you so much for joining in today. Simply just comment BBB under this video and you get access to the Book Binger's Booth, our Inner Circle program at the Smart Speakers Academy, where busy professionals like you do a book a week all year round. Thank you so much for joining me today. How has it been? I hope that somebody finally got the healing that they need, because your past reading habits trapped you. But you know what? 2026 is waiting for the version of you that reads with clarity, confidence, and mastery. Your new reading identity will free you. Let's begin. Join the Book Binger's Booth today, and you can get access to Speed Reading Plus System for Daily Practice, where you finish one book a week, your book of choice at your time all year round. I will definitely see you on Monday at 1 p.m. Thank you for joining in today. Let me see you Monday at 1 p.m. Mondays to Fridays, 1 p.m. West African time. We go live here on our YouTube channel. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you know someone that has shown any of the signs of trauma that I've mentioned today, go ahead, share this live with them. Don't leave them in a place where they do not even know that this is what they're struggling with. Don't get this kind of knowledge alone. Share this live with them. Let somebody get healing finally. Thank you so much for joining in today. I'll see you Monday at 1 p.m. This is the Smart World.